guest number 4.
Oh, cool. I just saw the first one.
Did you watch the first one? What did you think about Jay? Jay
Of
and Jay.
course, the sensei.
The sensei, that's
The
right.
sensei.
He's brilliant. Just very thoughtful. I really enjoyed. I enjoy talking to all you guys because you're all inspiring in your own ways. But Jay just has a way with words. He's just very, very articulate. He left me speechless. Genuinely left me speechless at the end. It's just like wow, blown away.
Very humble as well.
Yeah, very humble. It's I think a lot of the people that I meet here in Sydney are very, very humble, including yourself.
Thank you. Thank you for that, and thanks, of course, for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. So, tell me about the project that you're working on.
Yeah, so this project, I've decided to start it since I got here.
Okay.
So it's more on showing how lovely Sydney is in terms of the people showing their own love with their partners. So yeah, it's sort of it has waned down for a bit.
Okay.
The thing is with it, I couldn't always go out and see people doing some intimate, not really intimate, but moments of shared,
Moments of intimacy, maybe. Yes.
moments of intimacy. So, and mostly that's how I would go out. I have something in mind, but don't really look for it. So if it happens, I'm lucky to.
Okay. So you don't specifically go out to photograph for this project, but if you're out with your camera and you see that come up, you photograph it. Yeah?
Definitely.
Okay.
It sort of adds to the thrill, like, oh, that moment. While I'm walking, I have to do the settings. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you what inspired you or what got you wanting to actually work on this project?
That's a good one. Well, since I first got here a couple of years ago, coming from a country who's not as open as doing moments of intimacy in the public, I was just blown away. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you show your partner how you're feeling at that moment? And it's so good that people here are very open to it. Yeah, sometimes you just have to don't mind the people, but your partner. It's so good to see that. And then whenever the opportunity arises here, like, it's a good thing. Plus, it gives you the thrill as a street photographer. Like, it's very special in terms of it doesn't happen often. Plus, it might be a little of a challenge when they see you. You won't really react. Usually, if you take photos and people would see you put the camera to your face, you won't really know. What more if you're intruding your personal space in terms of having an intimate moment. So, yeah, maybe those two.
Okay. Good to know. And have you had any challenges with the people noticing, like you mentioned, that you're photographing them, or anyone saying anything to you?
So far, with doing this project, maybe that's a good thing about the subjects is because they're so into the moment. I guess I'm just lucky for now, but the usual taking photos, yeah, there has been some moments. Right now, when you ask me, I just thought maybe one day, like if I'm taking a photo of two people, maybe someone else watching my.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
I hope not, or yeah, maybe we'll get there if it happens.
Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't. All right. Should we dive into the first image?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Let's have a look. What do we got?
For the first image,
This one.
yeah.
Wonderful. So, man, this was really great. I was looking at these last night, and I love the framing from the sense you've got this lady with the. I'm assuming she's got blonde hair. It's black and white, so she's got a very very bright hair. There's a very 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 lift of the photo, but her head also aligns with the top of the train, and those lines come close to the right hand side, and they've got. The couple in the middle holding each other. So tell me more about the moment when you saw this. Did you foresee, like, this is the thing that's quite interesting to me, is like, was the moment lingering? Did you see it before it happened?
So with this one, it's around I think autumn.
Okay.
So I was around this QVB, I think. So I was walking. Actually, there were two couples. Before them, there was another one before. So I was like the usual setting while I'm walking. And then whenever it's this sunny, so it's the quick setting for me. So I saw them already. It's like around 500 seconds. So I wanted to catch them because I missed the opportunity to take for the first couple.
Okay.
So I'm just lucky they were doing this pose, particularly with her, with the girl's leg. Is that the right leg? I guess so.
Ah, I missed that. Okay.
It
okay.
adds to the. It's very passionate doing that, and then her
Very passionate,
arms as
yeah.
well. I wanted to catch that with these blonde girls on the. What do you say this? On the foreground.
Okay.
So it's. I'm not very particular to that layering stuff, but it just happened. It's maybe luck that we were walking together at the same pace. So I got that. I was hoping I would get more blacks on this side, but that's the picture. Or if there's another couple on this further
That
side.
would be amazing. Yeah.
It also shows like young love, because if I feel older couples wouldn't be as passionate as they are. So
Probably not. You're right.
I was thinking if I thought there was a couple, an older couple. Well, usually when I took this, I didn't remember the exact same frame. So when I got home, that's the time I knew like it will do. This is the
That will
photo.
do. That's the one that you like. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. I love it. I love how bright the foreground is. Again, the lady that's framed to the far left, and you've got all that negative space or the darkness towards from a top left, almost halfway down the frame. So I think it's a beautiful frame. Really, really well done.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, next image.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah. I remember seeing this on Instagram when you posted it, and as I said this morning to you, I find it quite cinematic. It's almost surreal. It feels like you set it up. Almost. No, I'm kidding. What I love about this is obviously it was at night, right?
It was. It
It was
was.
at night. Yeah. And you've got your couple beautifully framed in the bottom left-hand corner, and you've got the beautiful light work and Sydney, right? That's a Sydney in
Yeah,
the
it
building?
says
Sydney.
Super lucky.
Super lucky on the building. How did you see this? Like, were you just walking around the city and were you noticing the couple being close? Like, what was going through your mind?
Yeah. So this shot was taken last December. So it's Christmas season. That's why there's those lights.
Okay.
I was actually tired already. It's been a long day. I was shooting with some mates, walking around, and then I was going home. With this shot, because this would say the graphics would go from one side of the building to the other. It says Merry Christmas Sydney, and then I was going for a shot. Slow shutter.
Slow shutter,
I
okay.
wanted this pram to go through
Okay.
under the Sydney sign. So it's either Merry because this was for intended for the Christmas season. So if I had any of the three words, Merry Christmas or Sydney with the pram would be good. The thing is, I'm using 52 mils equivalent. So as much as I would back off, it wouldn't show. And the graphics, the schedule of the prams doesn't, the trams wouldn't match the graphics. So I was about to give up, and then suddenly, this couple went in front. So I just sat
Beautiful.
down. Yeah, it's luck.
No, it's patience. It's being able to look for something that grabs your interest. Because if you were distracted, if you were on your phone or not paying attention, that moment would have come and gone, and you would have missed it, right? So luck is maybe a little bit, but a lot of it has also with you paying attention to your scene and what you're looking for.
Thank you. Well, I've been exposed to a lot of people shooting with me here, so it's so nice. Like you guys, people, Jay Regular, and the Rosu crew, the Rosu Australia. I learned a lot from you guys. So, yeah, even just having conversations with you guys and then walking around, I would see how your processes of how to set up for a shot, or like it takes seconds to set up, but yeah, it's a good combination of being with good people and good surroundings.
Ah, you're too humble. Too humble. Awesome. Next photo for us.
So it's up.
It's a very interesting moment. I remember looking at this again last night. There's a little bit of mystery behind it because I don't exactly know what's going on with this couple. They're obviously got their heads close to each other, and they might be holding each other's arms or hands. So yeah, talk me through this moment. What was going through your mind? What did you see that drew your attention to this?
This one was around, I think, my first year of walking around. As you would see, it's around Town Hall again. It's by QBB. It's a picture of a young couple. They're sitting on the ground. I didn't want to intrude them, especially them being, I think they're very young. So if someone was there, like what we mentioned earlier, if someone would have seen me taking their photos, that would be a big problem. But yeah, with these ones, I just saw them, young love. Maybe they're having a tough time or they're doing it secretly. So this is a good example of how this moment is so perfect. Like, they didn't need to choose which place. They didn't want to hide. Just did it there.
Yeah.
From afar, I already saw them. They were sitting down. So I wouldn't have taken the picture if like they were standing up and they're arguing and then they sat down while I was passing through. That would be too much. But it was very subtle. I tried to walk. So a few meters, I started to set up. It's quite dark, so
But I love the bright window behind them. It kind of creates this three segments. So you've got the 1/3 on the left, you got the 1/3 on the top, and then the 1/3 on the bottom here.
Where
of
they
the
are.
image. Yeah, where they are, which is really nicely composed.
And it adds the grain to it. I'm a digital shooter, but I think I'm starting to like green.
Green? Okay.
So this one's a good one, good example. It's getting dark as well. So I took 2 shots of it, but this one is, I think it's betterly framed. It's the space around them is more equal. The other one was they're off skewed and
Okay.
what else? And the floor on the other shot showed more distractions. This one is just a phone. So yeah, it's young love. Doesn't choose any place. They just wanna be with each other there.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Next image for us.
Next image.
This one, yeah.
This one.
This is really cool. I mean, this is one that would grab, I think, anyone's attention quite quickly, though I did pick it because there is a lot of negative space on the 2/3 bottom of the image. I have no idea where this is. Like, that's the mystery bit. You got the moon as well in the sky over there, and then the couple walking together. It seems like very romantically. So tell me about. You don't have to say where it is.
Yeah. Actually, I would.
You would? Okay.
It's in the opera house.
Upper house. I had a feeling it would be somewhere in the upper house. The step to the upper house, right?
Yeah. It was a good day. Actually, I've seen some wedding was shooting up further.
Okay.
So, but I don't think they were part of it. Maybe they're part of another entourage. Then they were walking up. So that day I was going for like a paparazzi move, trying to take a snap of the wedding on the other side of these stairs. And then I was about to finish up. by the moon's so great. It's like so big. It doesn't show on the photo, but in the actual moment, it's bigger than the usual size of it. So it adds to it sort of looks like it's in space as well.
It does, yeah. It's very, very what I would say clean, because if that moon was in there, it would almost look like if it wasn't real. If you just made it up in Photoshop, like, because I mean, maybe it's because I'm looking at this on the phone. There's not a lot of detail when you blacks here, right? It's underexposed. The sky, there's not a single cloud. It's very clear, and then you've got the moon, and you've got a beautiful silhouette of two couples who are really like. You can kind of see a leg sticking out. You can see her hand forward. She's holding either a bag, but it's really beautifully framed. Like that. If those two were walking closer to each other, it would have not looked right, because it would have been kind of merged into one body, and you wouldn't be able to tell that there's two humans walking together, right? This is the way I see these two. Like, it's crisp, it's clean. You can see that there are two people lovingly walking together and probably having, like, that's what I see in my head, like, having a conversation and having a romantic evening at the opera house.
Actually, yeah.
That's my interpretation of your photo.
I'm glad that that's as a photographer, that's something you want your viewers to have, right? Their own take to it, and then it matches the feeling that you want to give. So I guess his image does
It does that beautifully.
yeah. And when you said because it's on the screen, I think if it's blown up, you would see the texture of the stairs as well.
Okay,
So,
okay. This is a bad thing about looking at photos on your phone. You don't see all the details. You don't see all the details. Amazing, Jay. Thank you so much. I think that was the last one, wasn't it?
I think there's one more.
There's one more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I lose count. Yes, one more. Sorry, let's go. Let's do it.
The last one would be this one.
Oh yes, this one. Of course. How did I forget about this? To me, I look at this and I go, look at. That's okay. That's fine. You've managed to put the subject to the very, very left of the image. Although I don't see another person there.
Looking at it, as I remember, there was a couple. They were speaking, and then I was about to get off the train.
Okay.
So this was taken around night time, or it's dark already. So usually when I'm on the train and I'm doing that, I might be doing slow shutter again. That explains it. And then this photo is nice because it's very imperfect. You would see it's an electronic shutter as well.
You can see the rolling, yeah.
But yeah,
It doesn't bother me. I think it's fine.
Thank you. It still gives some sort of feel to it. Plus, since the other hand,
The hands, I love the hands, yeah. Love the hands there.
that's what caught my attention as well when I was scanning it. So I'm not sure if they were arguing, but surely they were talking. Part of the project as well is showing, not because love is not just always the sweet side.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's one part of it that would show the other side of being in love.
No, that's a really good point, actually. Really good point. From a project perspective, if you're only focusing on one side, you can certainly add another dimension by showing maybe a little bit of the other side, because, like you said, relationships aren't perfect, right? But from a photography perspective, the rolling shutter, to me, I think it adds actually character, funny enough, to the image. I love all this negative space, and it seems like it's out of focus negative space, and maybe because you were doing motion blur a little bit, yeah. And like I said, the two hands and her face as well, because you can't really see the full face. You can see partial face. So it adds a bit of abstraction with the hands and the partial face. I think it's a brilliant image, really well done.
Oh, thank you. This one.
This one.
Good one.
And it's a good one to end on.
Actually.
5.
Oh, we made it.
We made it.
Yeah.
And you didn't melt away.
Actually, thank you very much, because you've been very supportive. It's so nice
Thank you
to do
for
this.
coming out. Appreciate you spending your Sunday morning with me.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks,
Always
Jay.
a pleasure.
Pleasure's
Thanks.
mine.
Please, if you haven't seen, or of course you're watching this, so make sure to subscribe.
Oh, no, that's okay. Make sure you look at this guy's work on Instagram. He is very talented, up and coming city photographer. Give him a follow on Instagram if you haven't already. Thanks for coming out, Jay.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for spending time with me.
My pleasure. Bye, everyone.